It's the Pod in the City Weekly Roundup. I'm John.
And I'm Amanda. There was a ton of Vanderpump news this week. Unfortunately, none of that news is that any of these people are contributing something positive to society.
Oh, the Traitors Season 3 has come to an end with a fizzle. And all I care about is which drag race queen they are putting on Season 4.
And Lady Gaga did double duty at SNL this week, cracking that code that SNL can work if you just let talented people do their thing.
Oh, baby, Mother Monster. All this and so much more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City Weekly Roundup. Hi, guys.
Hi, welcome. Happy Wednesday.
Hi, Julie. Julie's been here edging since 10:40, baby. I hope you just, shot your wad. Anyway, hi, Florida Stanley. Hi, Danielle. Guys, we're here live every Wednesday at noon on YouTube. So you can be like one of these cool cats and writing comments. Keep them coming. And if you are here watching live, put some comments in there and we will react to them as best as we can.
We have a pretty huge, hey guys, we have a pretty huge, what is this called? Episode this week. A lot of little random things happen throughout the week. It never feels like we have anything on our list, but then at the end, we're like, we have a shit ton of stuff. A lot of stuff happens.
Stuff just keeps dribbling down the pipeline. Hey, hi, Jay Schwab.
Very sexy. Well, let's really quickly get into some housekeeping. I won't play the clip. So, John, tell them about
because I deleted it. Anyway, this week on Patreon, guys, big stuff. It dropped today, patreon.com/podinthecity. We did Smash Season 1, Episode 3, Hey Gabriel, Enter Mr. Dimaggio. And the amazing thing is we had the star, the statement, the legend, Nick Paceno of Squirrel Friends Cocktail Hour. If you are an old schooler from Amanda back in the day, Nick and Amanda used to have a podcast together called Squirrel Friends.
It was our first podcast ever.
Squirrel Friends Cocktail Hour, where they famously got a disparaging letter from a drag race queen.
Yeah, allegedly, but it was clearly her.
Please check that out. We had a lot of fun. Of course, I talked over Nick a couple times, and we also made him blush.
We made him blush. We asked him a kinky question. And by the way, also his current podcast is called Best Supporting Podcast. It's a great podcast. Yeah. And so that's also where he currently is. Don't look for Squirrel Friends. My God, don't. Please. I wasn't well received over there.
Back in the day, though, guys, they had this whole thing. They would open a can. They had sound effect. They'd have a can opening sound. Remember, you'd pour a drink and you'd be like, "Oh, let's take a shot." And
I was probably actually taking many shots.
I think you guys did, because at the beginning you would tell people what you were drinking each week, right?
Yeah, we used to drink. That's right.
Maybe I would listen to that. Okay, so. We also did Amanda's favorite episode ever of Sex and the City, Running with Scissors. Now, guys, this is actually, first of all, a great Sex and the City episode beyond. Also, if I do say so myself, Amanda and I do a pretty good recap of it. And she has lots of little bits because she watched the commentary.
With Michael Patrick King giving himself so many pats on the back for doing his job. And I think, and then also check out John's YouTube.
If you want. This was my most recent video. I made this cover, so just go watch it. You could put it on mute. Leave it on a tab running in the background, babe. It's open that doll. All right, the biggest. Okay, so. Are you ready for hot topics?
I'm fucking ready. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Get it while it's hot.
Topics. The biggest news in my week. Mayhem came out, guys. Gaga dropped Mayhem.
Oh, and you got Gabriel here in the comments.
I'm so glad, because I need Gabriel's input here. Thoughts? I know that there are people who are not living as much as they thought. I think people had a perception that this was going to be very dark, this album was going to be really dark and like hard. And it ended up being a lot more, there's a lot of 70s disco like influences, 80s rock, like stuff like that, which is very Gaga. And what I love is like when you hear the name Mayhem, it means that it's going to be all over the place, right, babe? So officially, Amanda said she doesn't really listen to music. So I was like, did you listen? She didn't. But guys, let me know in the comments favorite songs, because my favorites so far have been Garden of Eden. Okay, Living, Garden of Eden, amazing. Zombie Boy, oh my God. The other night I put Zombie Boy. Now this shows that I'm on the spectrum somewhere, because I will put a song on repeat and I swear to God, I think that song maybe played for 3 hours.
I do that with Roan.
It's like, Jesus, John. And then I'll be like, wait, what's even going? Like, you almost don't even realize it. But that song, I could live all night.
Andisha likes Garden of Eden. And Gabriel said he was expecting something different, but loves what we got.
Okay, I agree. I definitely was thinking it was going to be a little darker, but I almost, for me, I kind of probably like it more because I like something that's a little more, fun. Yeah. My number one favorite, though, I think is Shadow of a Man. It was teased in the Gaga live concert at the very, very end, where it was like LG7 is coming, and she did like this little tiny snippet of it. And now the full song is out. I love.
Beakerface said she got sucked into the making of Abracadabra. I don't know why I said it like that. Abracadabra music video on YouTube, and I'm obsessed with choreography videos now. It's all I get served.
Oh my God, I didn't know they had that, because that's fabulous. Because back in the day, I was so into making the video. Anyone? I distinctly remember watching like the pop when they made the NSYNC pop video, and then when Brittney did Oops, I Did It Again. Like I was obsessed with that.
I was obsessed with pop-up video because
so was
I love trivia so much. So like I'm not actually watching the video, but I want all the trivia. Always give me trivia. Hook it to my veins. That's why I remember that Michael Patrick King commentary from 20 years ago.
Oops. Okay. Also, okay, so Gabriel, Vanish Into You, love. Garden of Eden, love. And Killa, love. I was so excited. Speaking of, we're going to move to SNL, because in the best synergy possible, Miss Mother Monster decided, you know what? My album drops Friday. I'm going to hop on SNL, sing and perform and do everything. And guess what, guys? She's good.
Funny, like her. Yeah, I felt like there was a very much a synergy in the cast. They were excited to have her there. Bowen clearly, and look, I feel like I should be more annoyed with Bowen, but I kind of look at him like, you are like a gay boy from Canada who like just kind of came from and has started this little podcast, and like he's worked his way up being best friends with Lady Gaga. Was on Las Culturistas today.
I saw that.
And he's also super talented, and I love it. Like his comedy is exactly my comedy. So I like kind of love watching his trajectory. And it seems like people really like him. Are you annoyed with him?
I think he's fine. I like him too.
I've been following him since like before he was famous. So
I like him. Please don't get me wrong, guys.
You're fine.
But I like him.
But also, like as me and Jody said, we're like, he needs to start saying no to some gigs. But Lady Gaga, this monologue was so funny. Like she was so good. She was like, she had the whole audience in the palm of her hand.
She is a performer at the heart of it. Like, I remember the first time I saw her, she was performing on Miss Universe back in whatever day, and she was performing Poker Face, I think. She had the blonde bang on the wig that came all the way down with the glasses that lit up. And oh my God, I just love seeing her. And she's someone that like, I'm dying to go to the concert. If she is,
I wouldn't go to a Lady. I would definitely go to a Chappell Roan concert. I'm like obsessed. But Beakerface says watching that SNL episode made me have a new appreciation for how all out a combo performer music guest goes during a show, especially when the music numbers are wall-to-wall dancing. This is something that I specifically noticed too, just because she was in every sketch and she was major in every sketch. She wasn't just like a straight man in any sketches. And then she went, both numbers were so interactive and all out. And like, she like maybe she was making some mistakes in the choreo, but it looked like it was 100% perfection.
Oh yeah, I was like, I noticed nothing. I thought she was insane.
She must be running on like the adrenaline she must have had pumping through her. She must have slept for 2 days after this.
Though, imagine being, she does shows for all over the world for like huge stadiums for tens of thousands of people. She's just a consummate performer, darling. She needs a variety show.
She's a music theater girl at heart, which is why people seemed were a little off put by her a couple years ago when she was really letting the music theater girl out. But like we are
Who was off put by her
during the Star Is Born tour. I feel like people were getting a lot of music theater girl energy from her. It was a lot.
I think anytime people do their Oscar tour thing. Yeah. It's cringy. Honestly, I thought I kind of think Mikey Madison was kind of cringy this year.
I didn't really see her ever.
Mostly no judgment, but I believe it was because her movie was like about being an escort stripper. So she tried to do this pull back to being this like, I'm very prim and proper and demure, and I'm like so mature. And it's like, girl, you're 24. You could loosen up a little bit. Like, please don't play this game like you're this.
I don't know. It's
anyway.
But anyway, yeah. Did you watch it? I texted John.
I did.
And I was like, "Are you watching SNL?" And he's like, "I don't have that channel."
I don't have actual like live TV at all. So Amanda texted me while it was on, and I'm like,
"Oh, it's good."
Over here, I'm like, I want to watch it. But I can't.
So excited. I was like, I felt like there would be a camaraderie. I'm like, oh God, if John's watching this, he must be loved. Jody didn't like it. The guy I was with fell asleep after the monologue. And I just stayed up watching, like just loving it. I was electric watching her. I was so proud of her.
When I just think about like that we have her, she's hosted. And then we have like Elon Musk. Guys, Elon Musk is too busy doing Tesla commercials in front of the White House. Anyway, don't.
I know.
This was fabulous, and I loved that she chose to do Killa. It gave that 70s vibe. I love the performance. And you know what? This bitch did a reveal where they ripped her outfit away, and I never once thought that was coming. Did you?
No, because she was moving around in it so much. And
she was on the floor in this one, waving her legs in the air, and then they yanked this thing off, and she's wearing a red, like Liza. It looked like the dress Liza wears in Liza with a Z. This red, like strappy thing with the fringe and shit. Oh my God, I could watch this woman perform all day long. I love her. Gaga, thank you.
Back, baby.
Except I've been hearing some stuff online about people are like, we hate her because of blah, blah. I'm like,
because why?
You know why. You could probably guess. Why is everyone hating people now? Anyway, just keep it pushing. Traitors ended this week. We wrapped it up, okay? And like all these seasons, except the first season. The first season, I really believe it really set us up for failure on these other seasons because the first season ended so well. With Cirie being the final traitor and it just was like so good that this ended with 4 people who are all faithfuls.
Like, how does this game work? I still couldn't tell. It made me less certain about how you win the game.
Well, at the end, you just have to make sure that there's no traitors left. So like last season,
whoever's left splits the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do also get appearance fees. So they didn't just get $50,000 if they won. But last season, what they did, which is what they could have done this season, but they had like kind of too nice of people on the final. Last season, who I hated was Trishelle and CT, and then they had MJ. They had a final 3. Trishelle and CT, they knew MJ was a faithful, and they still voted her out so that she wouldn't win any of the money, and they could split the money. So like...
That's funny.
That was what would normally happen, but it ended with 4, and I'm like, okay. Once they start getting out, once all the traitors are gone, which like about 15 minutes into the episode, all the traitors had been voted out. It's like, okay.
It seemed that all the winners were people that I assumed were already voted out because they left no impact on me.
That's usually how the show goes there.
So you just
is like
fly under the radar.
Sometimes people who are the dumbest, who have terrible guesses, who make nothing, they make it to the end because everyone is like, well, you're not a threat to finding a traitor. The traitors don't find them a threat.
That's how they keep Tom Sandoval around so long.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh, except guys, Tom Sandoval, he was the like best of the entire thing. He was like the most strongest man.
It was a pleasure to work with.
I did watch the reunion. I loved the reunion. I think Dorinda Medley needs to have several seats. I like her. You know what? I like you, girl. I love Real Housewives. You've made the seasons of Real Housewives, but she went in on Bob because Bob said this comment, which was dumb. And I don't 100% believe Bob here, where Bob was like, I don't know anyone here. I don't know who any of you people are. That was one of Bob's comments like later on. Okay. And Dorinda took that to heart of being like, oh, you don't know who I am? You don't know who I am? Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I don't know who you are. And she's like, okay. Bob's like, and yeah, I don't like, okay, you don't know who I am and I don't know who you are. And Dorinda takes that as a personal offense because, you know, if you guys follow the pattern of Dorinda Medley, unfortunately, when she was, you know, removed from Real Housewives of New York, she was like, I was put on pause. Andy told me I was put on pause. That doesn't mean I was fired. I was on pause. It's like, girl, get a life. Anyway,
you know what the dress reminds me of? Now, please try to fill in the gaps of this memory. There was a season of Drag Race, and it was earlier than season 10 because I was still watching it, where, and maybe it was Alaska, but they had a runway that the theme was padded. And somebody wanted to dress like this. And
it was Manila.
Like maxi pad. Oh, but she wasn't allowed to do it. They made her change it.
That dress literally looked like a pad with wings on it.
So and it had funny, blood. Though. That's so like, I feel like that's really misogynistic to not allow that. Because half the population is like, that's pretty funny. Because we've all
That's where life comes from, y'all. Just shocker. Hey, hit like, hit subscribe. We forgot to say it. Hit like right no.
Comment. Woo!
Yeah. Okay. Keep those comments coming. I want guesses here. Who do we think is going to be the Drag Race queen that is going to be on next season? I think they need to start putting 2, at least.
Yeah, do it.
Because when you only have 1, people think they're too suspicious.
Katya and Trixie.
I feel like Trixie's too famous for it, but I could see Katya on it.
Katya is like, I feel like she's my, I hate this word, spirit animal, but I really I feel like such a camaraderie with Katya. Yeah.
I've always loved Katya, but I really have solidified my bond to her this year with her hatred of Amelia Perez. I'm like, you know what? Here's a kindred spirit. Gabriel, love, Monet Exchange. That's a great idea. I would also like to see like who's really like really shady. Plain Jane. Willem. Oh,
Willem would be great.
Willem. They would never, but oh my god, I would love that because
Willem would stir shit up.
Unfortunately, I think that Willem would get voted out almost immediately.
I would vote it. I'd be like, well, if I really want to win this game, I need to get him out of here.
So we need. Okay, I could see that.
It would actually be great. Guys, if you haven't, we say it all the time. If you guys want to just watch one season of Drag Race you've never seen, watch All Stars 2. It has everything, and it will fill in all the background stuff for you as you go. Everything after that season. Adore leaving. Michelle coming out.
Probably one of the best episodes of Drag Race ever is the mirror reveal after Fifi's talking shit. The girls are behind the mirror. And then she gets
also in that
eliminated.
History of the World where Alyssa is Annie Oakley, and it's so good.
All Stars 2 is the best. I would still recommend watching seasons 1 through
2 through 8.
I like season 1, guys. It's not that long, and you should watch it because it gives you history. It's like saying you should watch, something about voguing, but but not having watched Paris is Burning. You know what I mean? Like, you need a little context here. Anyway.
All right. As I'm rewriting my brain to be like, have I seen Paris is Burning? Okay. The Valley.
Switching to, we got a lot of VPR and, all of that.
I feel like stuff is constantly happening with the VPR people, and we both kind of just let it roll off. Like we're like, oh, I'll put this on just in case. But then so much happened this week that we're like, I guess we're doing a VPR section.
It was genuine stuff this week. They dropped trailer for The Valley season 2. And we were predicting, because like we had said before last week, I think, that Jax has come out now and admitted what the world all knew, and that he would do lots of drugs, okay? And we then hypothesized that he was using his admission as a, what do you call that? Like where you're trying to get ahead of a story. And so he dropped that 3 days before the Valley trailer.
100%.
In the Valley trailer, there is a section where Brittney is like, I've filed for divorce, a restraining order, and full custody of our children. And I was like, whoa!
Florida's family says, get Lala out of my trailer.
Agreed. Well, they showed Scheana in the trailer too. But Scheana
she didn't say anything, but she did sing this week.
I am glad. I know that they did mention that they were going to be in the new season, but I'm glad they did not get their own photo and they did not get featured in the cast photo. That gives me a little bit of hope that they'll just peek in, because they also had a scene with Tom Schwartz where it's supposed to be the scene where we're supposed to then feel bad for Jax, I guess.
Remember when me and Justine went and met the Toms, and Tom Schwartz was so fucking wasted?
He looked hot, though.
He did look
unfortunately
hot. He was really sweaty.
That's what I meant. He looked hot.
Oh, like, yeah.
I'm just kidding. He looked both, genuinely and sadly. Hey, Shannon!
Really quickly, I just got a last-minute notification that somebody wants to board their dog here today until Monday. I would make $250, but the dog is in Newfoundland.
That's not enough money for that. Are you kidding? No, and no. That's ridiculous. No. You should be making more than that.
And I'm going out with Justine this Saturday for my sober birthday, so I don't want to leave.
Decline.
Bye.
I know that is hot. That is a hot topic. So make sure that we get that in the hot topic section.
See, I wanted your advice. I usually take your advice, John.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay, so the Valley, I will watch it though. I'm excited.
Oh, you didn't watch season 1 though, did you?
I watched a couple episodes, but I think
I remember you dropped out.
What?
You dropped out of season 1.
I did drop out after like 2 episodes because I was. Did I get my nails done? No, I just painted them. But yeah, I'm going to definitely watch it, especially if they're apparently. Well, I listened to Brittney's podcast with Kristen, which we're going to get into in a second, but they talk about like how raw this season is, and it's just so fucking crazy.
One thing I do like is it does seem like some of these side characters, like his name's Danny, and his wife is named, I can't remember, but she was like Miss America or Miss something, and he was a famous actor. I love how they're peeling back on their relationship a little bit more, because they really tried to paint them as this like kind of really good couple, and like I guess he's had a lot of issues, so I'm glad they're.
It's actually pretty smart of them, and if the producers even knew they were doing this, I'm sure they did, is to find just a group of couples that are all hanging by a thread, so that even by season 2, like what a great idea.
That's exactly what it is, and I'm sure they painted this one couple even to look better so that they could really come in season 2 and make them look even worse, because you can manipulate it either way.
Now, when does that start? April 15th?
I think April 15th.
Okay. Well, I'll be watching it. Well,
James Kennedy proved once again that he is a big piece of shit by being with the Tate brothers, who were literally like, I think, sent out of our country for doing horrible, horrendously terrible things. And James later, okay, so what has now transpired? Have you seen the back and forth?
No, but this is a story, but I did. First of all, I didn't know who these men were, but then I looked it up, and within 2 paragraphs, I'm like, that's exactly what I assumed
is James
crimes were. So James Kennedy posted this on his story with the caption, "That's a Bitcoin," which I actually get that reference. And then, but I know that then he tried to backtrack. He took this off, and then he said, "I didn't even know who they were," and they were. I believe them. They're like, "No, he fucking knew who we were. We hung out."
That's what I read. Was they put out a whole not a statement, but another story being like, This guy's a fucking asshole. He's totally lying. He told us how great we were and how he loved everything we did or something like that. But then James's statement was like, I've now been educated and I'm now going to, I'm remorseful for my feelings. Oh, no. Are you remorseful for your DV charges? I mean, just saying.
James hates women. Like,
James is gay. James is a repressed homosexual. And I hate to do that. I hate to be one of those gays that's like, he's just a gay. And that's why he's so misogynistic. Unfortunately, you hate women so badly that you need to go be with your man that you were with that one season on Vanderpump.
The way he hates women is like he resents them, and it's like it's more of a, it's like just a women injury. He just fucking hates them. So anyway, great for him.
Horrifying. He's a horrifying person.
Ariana just unfollowed him. And then people are like, yeah, Ariana, get it. I'm like, why didn't she unfollow him after the DV charges? But anyway, whatever.
Why didn't you unfollow him, when they canceled Vanderpump Rules? I would have unfollowed all of those.
I would have unfollowed him when he called Katie fat.
Speaking of pieces of shit, Sandoval is on his redemption tour, and people are being like, I don't like what he did, but like, this guy's really funny. He was on Watch What Happens Live with another piece of shit, Kyle Cook from Summer House. This was annoying, and it was like, he brought Andy a bear that sang when he sang the dumb.
Don't you all see what's going on here? This is why women get like shit on for like going back to their abuser, because you're all falling for it now. Don't fall for this. Do you see how he's like a mustache twirling villain now? He's like, ooh, well, now I'm back on top. Hey, Andy, yeah, I really had a great time on Trick. It's just very slimy, and don't you all see what he's doing?
Well, I'm most interested in the people thinking he had a facelift.
Oh, yeah, I think he had something.
He did. And I swear that when you look at, okay, so I may be wrong here. Someone may want to correct me and tell me I'm dumb, but I think that one of the signs of having a facelift often is that this area of your skin will be slightly wrinkled because they've taken this and pulled it up here in a way that stretches it differently than it would naturally be. And when he's turned to the side, you can see that there is this stretching effect here, just like Pedro Pascal has this stretching effect here, because I do believe Pedro Pascal also recently had work. Now, this could have been something like
it says yes, seen it with the Kardashians.
Okay, thank you.
I never noticed shit like that.
Maybe he got that non-surgical facelift where they like put the strings in your face and like pull it out. I don't know, but trust me, he does look very refreshed. And you know what? If I had the money and it was going to be on television, etc., trust me, I've watched back a couple of our YouTube videos and I'm like, I want plastic surgery. So I would totally, I'd love to just get this, slightly, just a slight. Oh no, that's not that. Imagine if I came back one day and I was like, hey guys, welcome back. Oh God.
See, I've established myself as someone who doesn't really wear makeup. So like, I feel like everyone just kind of knows me as being like, kind of busted or just hanging out. Just like, I don't really ever look glamoury.
You always look good though.
Thanks.
You have a natural beauty, and I'm not going smoke up her ass. Trust me. 25 minutes ago, I was being like, you're a stupid bitch. And I hate you. Just kidding. All right.
Okay. Jax. God, these men.
Again, Jax admitted, or I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't give him admitted. I'll just say he definitely weaponized his addiction in order to, whatever. And Danielle, thanks, babe.
Another review is busted. Okay, look, John.
Thanks. Well, that's why we brought it up, because
everyone's like, you're both fine. Shut the fuck up. All right, Jax went on Bravo's Hot, but yes, he's weaponizing. Clearly, the new season's coming out. Maybe he got a chance to see the trailer and was like, "Oh, it doesn't look like I'm getting the hero edit on this." And he went on this podcast, and it still is just like it's watching a narcissist own his shit, but a narcissist will let's use that word, weaponize. He's owning his shit, but only enough to manipulate the storyline. It's not to do anything. I will not give this man credit in any way. I'm sorry. This is
I will say
that was a year ago. Now I'm good. Now I'm, what is he, 100 days sober, which is also great. I don't know if I really believe him.
He's probably California sober, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that, great, if this is what it took for you to change your situation, but it's unfortunate that it took your wife to say she's putting a restraining order on you, divorcing you, and taking your child. It's a lot deeper than just having an addiction to coke.
One of the statements he said was, well, I'm not a good husband, but I'm a great father. But it's like, but you're not a great father if you're screaming at your wife and going through 2-3 times a week come downs and withdrawals and like screaming at your wife in front of your kid. That's not being a good father.
And I'm not going to say this is every instance, but in this instance, if Brittney feels the need to get full custody, you're not a good father, Jax. And we've seen you for the last 20 years that you've been on TV or whatever the hell it is. I feel like I've seen all about you, babe. You're a piece of crap. Like, and it's okay. But if, you know what, if he had come out 4 months ago, 6 months ago, and said that he had the addiction,
because he went to rehab and then was posting about going to rehab.
But that was, again, a reactionary thing.
I know that.
To something else happening.
Yep.
To be perfectly honest at this point, and I hate to be a hater, but if a celebrity, and I'm using the word loosely, but a person in the public eye goes to rehab, I'm at the point where I'm not believing it. I'm believing that you've gone to a health resort and you're calling it a program.
Now that there's some random picture up here. Do you see it between the Valley and the Traitors?
Oops. I forgot to mention that Dylan Efron did want to prove everyone wrong that he showers. Okay. Because he had given an interview saying that he doesn't shower a lot. Because he's in the ocean all the time or something disgusting. Like
that is actually really, you smell like ocean all the time.
The only person who would say that is someone who's this hot. Because if you're an ugly, busted person, no way in hell are you telling the world that you don't shower.
Like when Jessica Simpson said she doesn't brush her teeth.
Now, if someone busted said that, they'd be like, "You're horrible, and you deserve."
Yeah, but it is what I think of when I think of Jessica Simpson. But
Jessica Simpson her
audiobook is really good, but she kind of slurs through the whole thing. Anyway, so does Matthew Perry, though, and it's actually very effective. Let's go talk about Brittney's podcast, though, because I did listen to this. She did like a response podcast, which I kind of love this. She let him kind of show his ass first, and then she's like, well, I'm going to do a response to this. So she had Kristen Doty on, who I like Kristen Doty in the fact that she's messy, but seems like she is a ride or die friend. I don't know if I trust her.
I would never.
But she also really has this kind of way about herself now that she's really done the work and is really a new person, which, no, you're just not on TV now and you're better at like cleaning up your messes. But I don't believe that you've done a lot of work in yourself. And so the whole thing is just her really acting very like pious and very... And at one point she says, you know, Jax, I know he's not an alcoholic, but I think he does have a relationship with alcohol. I'm like, you sound like an idiot. And then she says that about herself as well. She's like, I've never been an alcoholic. Like, I know that. It's just like, like I have an addictive personality, but like I can stop drinking whenever I want. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like every single person.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to Kristen Doty for like life advice or like looking to her as being like, wow, you've really changed and I am so impressed and like, tell me how you did it.
Yeah. And then she's like, now I'm in this great healthy relationship. And she's like, and then she's like, and I look at you, Brittney, and like, I'm like, I am so lucky because I have a healthy relationship and a great partner. And you're over here doing it all by yourself. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, it was fine. Like we did get a little bit of information about like the night that she decided to actually file. They were like in a car all together. Jax forced himself to come and he was just screaming at her. And
though, this is an instance where I also have to say, and I hate to be again a hater, I'm just a hater in general. Just
but people
tattoo that on my fucking.
People were warning you about him before you got your ass in
you
the
watched
LA.
You watched Vanderpump Rules. You spent years with this man. You saw him rage out at strangers, where he was roiding out, coked out, throwing his chunky white sweater off, and beating up strangers in parking lot. And you chose to be with this person. There hits a point where my sympathy is this.
It's like in Sex and the City, where it's like, Carrie, you made the
Speaking of, guys, check out our Sex and the City episode, because it's me just being like, well, just break up. Then don't be with Aiden. Get over it. Break up with each other.
And then we're like, where's Aiden's dog during all of this? Okay, so the other thing that she said is that Jack's 3 to 4 times a week, he would be out partying. I honestly, I think when you have a child, you give up the ability to be able to go out partying at bars at night. Sorry, I
think you
don't get to do that anymore.
No, you get your time to go out with your friends once a month.
But like
to be perfectly honest, if I were I would never be Jax's spouse. But if I were Jax's spouse, there is no way in hell that man is going anywhere alone at nighttime with drinking or anything.
Past like 9:30.
How many women has he fucked and cheated on Brittney with?
So those women have, after he stops love bombing them, then they find their way to Brittney's DMs. So Brittney's getting bombarded with all of these screenshots and sending people all these like dirty messages. She's like, I don't want this. Like, please, I don't need this. But then she said that he would go out and then he'd be hungover and in withdrawal. So then the come down would be like every couple days. And that is rough. Like, that sucks to live with someone like in like that much of a come down that often too. Really.
Jen, I agree. I wouldn't let Jax watch my cat. No,
definitely
he would die. There's just no way. Speaking of tragedies, our girl, she finally got to be on a reality competition show. Scheana Shay was unmasked on The Masked Singer.
So did she get voted out then? Like, does that mean she was out first, or was this like a contractual 1 episode thing? Because I was like, she would have stayed the whole time if she could.
No, she had been on for some weeks.
Oh, what else did she sing? The only thing I saw was Espresso.
I have no idea, because I only saw a minor thing where it was like, we think that her and the Yorkie, who's also on it, are both from Vanderpump Rules. And they were trying to say who they thought they were. And then I didn't listen to any of it until this week. She did Espresso pretty badly. And
I just think it's such a funny song choice, because if you like look at the sheet music of Espresso, I haven't looked at it, but the notation is like, it's like the range is like 5 notes. It's like Send in the Clowns. It's like written for a non-singer. Yeah. And
it really is like nothing.
It's about a 5-note range.
That's probably,
but she still just wasn't that good.
That's probably why that song is also so popular. It's like because everyone can sing along to it.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to come up with a song that everyone can sing along. Hey guys, speaking of really important musical shit, I do want to let you know that if anyone's wanting to travel out here to Phoenix, actually it's in Maricopa, Arizona. The Wild West Music Fest is happening this April with Sean Kingston and Leanne Rimes. More acts to be announced.
You won Masked Singer season 2 or 3.
I'm only putting this in because this was like force fed to me when I accidentally clicked into Facebook.
Are you gonna go?
Who the hell is going to this? I'm pretty sure Sean Kingston
a lot of people
has some, allegations against him.
It's just not like the. Well, anyway, she did win Masked Singer. She was very good.
Her and Eddie, I can't. Okay, Chappell, we actually like her.
Yes,
Chappell
we
has
do.
Been edging us with this damn Giver song. She performed it on SNL 4 months ago and still hasn't released the single.
Okay, I have a question about this because you can just listen to this song. What does releasing this what does that mean?
Well, I think people, when you would think about that,
to this right now,
you want to be able to put it in your iTunes or your Spotify. right?
Oh, so like when I was talking about the subway, how you have to skip to 103.
Exactly.
Oh, so just make it easier to listen to.
Yeah, like make it for stream, like people could buy it or you could add it to your into your streaming.
Technically, you could just download the audio from a TikTok video and then just upload that, can't you?
I'm not doing all that. I know Amanda's a pirater.
Okay, got it.
Amanda has a big background in pirating. I don't.
I don't.
I only did that on Napster back in the day.
I did my Napster thing.
Oh,
I like
baby. Do you okay, put an X in the comments right now if you remember Napster and waiting literally hours to download. It would take forever to download.
You know, one of the first songs I downloaded from Napster?
What?
What is it? Your Can't Take My Eyes Off of You by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Like, God, and then I blew up our computer by trying to download the Towley episode of South Park on Napster. It took like 4 days. And then the computer just shut down. My parents were pissed.
I think one of the first things I did was like I was obsessed with that Sarah McLachlan arms, like In the Arms of an Angel song, and I was what 8, 9.
You just watch a commercial for the Humane Society; it'll pop right up.
I can't watch that. I think it was because I liked the song but couldn't watch the commercial, so had to avoid it. Anyway, guys, The Giver's coming out.
Yes, I love this. I just think it's awesome that she's like on top of this trend shit. It's like I love how kind of brazen it is. Like, hey, my song's about to come out, so we're going to release 3 just kind of messy ass videos where she's teaching us in advance this little TikTok dance to the hook of the song. And I didn't really like the song on SNL, but now it's always in my head. And all the moves are really cute. Like I could do this right now.
I'm also loving that we have lots of friends here who used Napster, LimeWire, and something called Winamp. Never heard of it. I love it.
Billboard. Gabriel said he saw it for a billboard. Yes, the billboards are just so. I love how like I bet men are so threatened by her because her energy is very. I'm going to steal your girlfriend.
Oh, I know the billboard because she. I'm slightly confused by this because her vibe for the SNL performance was like country girl. Right. But then now the marketing that I've seen is like business bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like a slick back hair. Yeah. Oh my God. I love it.
I mean, I really do like the song.
I love her. I'm really, I would go to her concert for sure.
I just think she's so epically talented. And it's like hard. You can't really tell that like at first listen, but like she is so fucking talented. Let's talk about
Drag Race, baby. Guess what, y'all? I feel like I've been talking about Drag Race for 4 months, and we still have 8 queens left. What the fuck is happening? They did the roast this week, y'all. Another failure from Lana Geray. Just kidding. She was fine, but I'm going to need her to go soon because these queens are starting to bug me in general. Here's my Jones Moans. I'm not a drag queen. So if you want to say I don't, whatever, keep my no drag knowledge.
Tell that to our Halloween episode.
Oh, you're right. Actually, I do have drag experience and I will now weaponize it right now. These queens who've decided, now this comes into play later in the episode where there is a major crash out amongst Arietti, where
AP says Lana needed to go like 2 episodes ago.
Thank you. I mean, you look mostly good. I think your looks are kind of basic, but if you are on Drag Race, I cannot listen to these complaints anymore. And now we are very used to the one of, oh, I can't sew. So I don't know. First of all, you're dumb. Go take 3 sewing lessons. What in God's...
I learned that in 8th grade after one day. We had 1 sewing class and everyone was able to do it.
I just can't imagine that my anxiety would let me be cast on Drag Race and then just skid along like, oh, well, we'll come to the design challenge and I'll figure it out, I guess. The way that I would be in full-blown body sweats day after day, knowing that I'm going to fuck up constantly on this because I'm not prepared. And a lot of these girls go in it being like, well, you know what? Like, I guess the runway doesn't even matter. Well, in a comedy challenge, if you fucking bombed at it, yeah, your runway doesn't really matter that much. Just saying, I mean, yeah, it could kind of help you. But when we're coming down to the end here, you cannot believe that you're going to win Drag Race by bombing the roast, bombing the snatch game, and then failing in every comedy challenge. One of the biggest pieces of not just the being about comedy is that they want someone who can be on a camera and be entertaining and be like off the cuff. They could be used as a host. They could be used for the pit stop. They could use them for whatever. And if you can't
that's the thing is like a big thing about being a drag queen is like one of the biggest gigs you can get as a regular drag queen, not a drag race queen, is hosting a show. So you need to be funny.
So that's what I don't understand is that like, okay, Ariete did hers. She looked cool, etc. on the runway, but then at the end, oh my God, she's spiraling out, being like, the runways just don't even matter. I guess whatever, like I blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't understand this idea that you are going to go there. You're going to spend $50,000 on outfits and you couldn't ask a comedian to write you 10 jokes to throw in your pocket to perform later. I just don't want to hear that kind of complaint then. Because you sound stupid. And I think the Drag Race fandom has been like totally turned on her in the last week where people were like, people were like, who I thought was going to win. And then it was like the person who's like biggest fail out of like Drag Race history was like her bombing out at the end and just being all butthurt about it. Another person who's really kind of bombing out here is Lexi Love, who started the season, everyone living for her. And now she seems freaking
John, I'm gonna run out for 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Go for it. She seems so pressed about what the hell is going on because she's like all upset that they put her in final place in the roast, but she asked to be last in the roast. Like, huh? I like Lexi too a lot, Gabriel. I agree. Gabriel says, I like Lexi Love because even though she's kind of messy, she's good TV. She is. But I do think there has to be a point where it's like, if you are so pressed about your placement in the roast, just chill out and just do your best. If you're just willing to do your best and get over the other stuff, it doesn't matter where you're placed at. It doesn't matter, you know. Her inner saboteur is winning. I was impressed though with Miss Lydia Butthole Collins this week because she won. I was like, what? Now, in normal seasons, I'm not sure she would have won. And she was the one who kissed her drag queen boyfriend last week. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do actually remember that.
She's one of the ones who's like, she's still in a relationship with that queen too, which I'm like, oh, okay, go off.
Do you really believe these people that date?
I actually do believe these two are dating because they constantly are putting out videos and stuff where like on the whole the whole tour and stuff, they shared a hotel room with a single bed in it. They literally talk about fucking. One of her jokes in this was like, I am so glad. It was a villains roast. So they had Plain Jane and like a couple other people, Mistress Isabel Brooks and Candy Muse. And one of Lydia's jokes is like, I am so glad that I met your drag sister, Corey King. I will keep, even though she's gone, I will keep her here forever with me. As her jizz in my stomach or something like that. And RuPaul loved that, honey. RuPaul ate that up with the motherfucking spoon. So if you want to tell a good joke, just say someone jizzed in your stomach. The end. Drag Race, I'm done with you so far, so let's be done. Real Housewives of Atlanta premiered on Sunday, and y'all, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm glad they freshened up the cast, but so Portia's back, fine, and Phaedra's back.
Who is which is it? Potomac, that the woman that got arrested for the
Karen Huger, yeah.
That Potomac. Okay.
My issue here is that Phaedra keeps getting this like redemption arc, but let's not forget the reason that she was originally fired from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that was because she accused Candy of like roofing another cast member.
Candy also won Masked Singer, Joan. Right?
All I think about when I think about Candy is that she sang this song that she was so like into on like her very first season. It's like, I fly above all the drama. I fly above. This is literally how her voice sounds. I fly above. It's like, huh?
She's got a Masked Singer when I used to watch it.
Yeah, she's fine. When Amber Riley won Masked Singer, that made sense.
Did she win?
I thought she did. She was the harp, right? I thought she won.
You know who was the most shocking on Masked Singer to me was Demi Moore's daughter, Rumor Willis.
Oh, Rumor Willis.
I was
she was on Broadway.
Doing what?
Chicago.
Okay, well that doesn't count.
Here's my thing: is Phaedra? I don't think we should do this. I don't know. The only reason they brought her back is because Candy left this season, and now they're like, oh well, Candy won't be mad, so we can put her on. You accuse someone of roofing, like that's crazy. That's hardcore. I mean, that's hardcore. And that was just because you were mad at them. It wasn't like you fully made that up. It's like, so, okay, girl. My biggest issue here is they have changed production in some way. And they are trying to convince us that these women are filming in their homes.
Okay, so is this a green screen?
Does this not look?
This really looks like a green screen.
Does this not look superimposed?
It looks AI, but I think they openly do that. I know they do that on Salt Lake City.
Okay, but they have never positioned them like this.
Yeah, it's usually not as pulled out.
You don't see the full thing like this.
Yeah, this looks insane.
And because they're like, here's my problem: is you are trying to convince us that they are there.
This almost seems too fake for me to actually.
Floating.
Yeah.
On above the sky, she's 3 times the size of her other furniture, and there's no shadow or reflection from the chair. And you are trying to convince me that this?
I don't think they are trying to convince us. I think
they are.
I think it looks so blatant.
Well, this is a stupid choice. Whoever made this choice, you need to go back to college and learn some eyes for shit. What the hell is happening?
Hey, Schwa, what do you mean? But they did that to Mary and Jen too.
They accused them of roofing someone, or they superimposed them on a back.
Let me know what you mean.
Two opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay, it's time for Joan's Movie Corner, guys.
Well,
let's see.
Oh, Jen says the green screen stuff. Yeah, they've been putting Mary in front of a green screen.
Oh, they have?
They're not editing out her dead tooth though. All right.
Okay.
Tell us about the movie.
Unfortunately, so there are some movies out I do want to see. I want to see Mickey 17, which is the I can't remember his name. He did Parasite. It has Robert Pattinson, and he's like a regenerative. Bong Joon-ho, I think.
Oh, I can't believe that.
I do want to see it. It also has Toni Collette in it. I just haven't gotten to the movies.
What's it called?
Mickey 17.
What's it about?
He is like, Mickey has the possibility to like be regenerated. And so they keep putting him in positions where it's like to test whether, this is what I've perceived.
Oh, okay. I guess
it's like they send him to the moon and then to see how the human body would react to being on the moon, but then he just keeps regenerating himself.
Okay, I like that director. By the way, I said no to the Newfoundland, so just in case anyone was
worried. I know people have been like chewing their fingernails off.
I have to find a way to make $250 now.
Let's see. To me though,
that wouldn't have been enough.
Till Monday.
Yeah.
For $250 for a big ass dog? Like the hell?
The drool. No. It's mostly the drool that I'd worry about. It's disgusting.
No. Anyway, so what I thought I would dip into is Miss Blake Lively is on one again. She's doing the press tour for like, I think it's called A Simple Plan.
Yeah, where both lead actresses seem to fucking hate each other. It's so funny.
I feel like Anna Kendrick. This is making me like Anna Kendrick more now.
Right, because at least she's being openly bitchy. Whereas before she was pretending to be nice and it was coming off disingenuous. Now she's at least bitchy. And I'm like, yeah, fine, do this.
Exactly. And with this, people were up about Anna Kendrick a couple of years ago being like, she's in everything, blah, blah, blah.
Mandisha said, "Did I look up all the movies when I traveled to Phoenix?" Yes. Are they all crap? Also, yes. Mandisha, you and Joan just need to go out for some daytime margaritas. That's all you need. You don't need
I thought you were going to come try and stalk me at the movie theater.
No, remember she's coming to Phoenix and And
No, I know. But I think it would be. I'm picturing me sitting in going into the movie theater.
I think you would
you sitting in my seat.
That would be funny. I would pass away if somebody like caught me.
I would just turn around and walk out though, and I would be like, this dumb bitch was in my seat. And then later you'd be like, oh, that was me. And I'd be like,
yeah.
Okay, so one moment that happened here, Blake is talking about how they filmed in Capri or wherever the hell it was and how beautiful it was. And we were just like, why don't we just film it in Arizona, in the US? Like, it'll be so much cheaper. But then we just knew we had to be in Capri. It was the light. And you know what fucking Blake Lively does with her bullshit. Anna Kendrick standing there the whole time like, shut the fuck up, lady. Shut the fuck up.
This is what I do where somebody next to me is just, I'm like,
see, I think I would be petty and I would just interrupt.
Like, oh, really? No,
I would be like, I'll cut you off. Like, I think you've talked enough, babe. But they did like a drive-by interview, not a drive-by interview, but like it's on the red carpet for somewhere. And they ask Anna Kendrick how it is. How's it working with Blake? How's it working with her? And her answer as she's walking by is like, oh, you know,
which says it all. Oh, you know.
I just know this bitch was contractually obligated in some way for this.
I love that energy, though. I love the energy. I love the energy of somebody who is only there by contract. Like, I'm thinking of all the dads when they have to go to the Teen Mom reunion and they're like, I'm here because I'll get fined if I don't show up. Or like,
exactly.
All the actors, when me and Jody had to watch the Star Wars Christmas special, every actor that appeared in that was like, here I am.
To be honest, I wish I could be like big enough that like I could just be taking jobs to make money where I'm just like, oh, I just need a check.
Oh, yeah.
It. Wouldn't that be nice?
I thought you were going to say, I wish that I could just be the type of person that could just act outwardly bitchy if I was unhappy. So I was going to be like, well, you did that in Godspell.
I was going to say, pretty sure I do that. I'm working on it though. Okay. So guys, don't see A Simple Plan 2, unfortunately, because I'm feeling like it's going to, flop.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else is coming out that I've not spoken about is the new Snow White movie.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying the drama behind that. All of the Gal Gadot line readings, every time they release a new one, I'm like, wow. Like,
I do not understand how this woman keeps getting cast in things.
It was good in Wonder Woman though, right? Am I
no?
I think it worked because she's supposed to kind of be like otherworldly, so the bad line readings maybe worked.
There is a clip that they always show of her from Wonder Woman where she is yelling for Superman and his real name is Kal-El something. And she's like, Kal-El, no. And there's like no emphasis behind it, nothing. And in this new Snow White one, they keep showing a clip where she's like, enough.
Yes.
And I'm like, that had more. What I just did had more inflection than what she did. And I'm like,
shocking.
She's the evil queen. Yeah. Now, I do have an issue here because the whole premise of Snow White is that the evil queen is so pissed off because Snow White is prettier than her.
Right.
I'm not judging Rachel Zegler at all, but Rachel Zegler is in no way as pretty as Gal Gadot.
Was this written by Lin-Manuel Miranda? Because that new song sounds exactly
like it's written by...
it's Pasek and Paul.
Mm-hmm. I have a problem with that too, and people are acting like they don't have a problem with it. And they're like, oh my God, she sounds amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, is this a song that Snow White would sing or needs to sing? Why? First of all, if we're making these live action movies, why change the movie? I'm over it. I hate this movie. I will never see that either. So
I love the lore behind it though, because Disney is so clearly just trying to be like, just put it, like, get the movie out. And
I would think they would have dumped it at some point. Then they are pushing, they're doing a lot more promotion than they should.
I was surprised when I saw the preview come up when me and Justine went to the last movie we went to. We both were like, oh, I thought that already came out, because it just, no one ever talked about it anymore. I thought it came out and then dumped. All right, well, is that it?
The new Stitch trailer, it looks stupid. Again, why do we need that? I agree. I keep seeing the trailer for the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh.
I'm starting to get pissed because I will say one of the in my mind one of the movie theater going experiences that I so vividly remember is when I saw the first How to Train Your Dragon movie in IMAX 3D, and that shit made me sob my eyes out.
I can't even watch that movie ever again because the part where the dragon is like trying to get out of that like thing. It still scarred me. Just seeing an animal in distress bothers me so much. I can't forget it.
Okay, but at the end when
I know
Hiccup loses his leg and then they're both matching with like
it's too sad.
But then they keep showing the clips and it's like it looks like almost a frame for frame remake. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Why?
I don't do a Toy Story remake. Is that everything for your movie corner? Actually, you did talk about a bunch of movies.
Surprisingly, I did.
That was a true movie corner. All right.
I do want to see that Mickey 17, and I think I am going to try and figure out a way to see it this week.
All right, I'm going to just get into my wormhole here before we get into TikTok. Okay, really quickly, I finally found a binge that stuck, and it's The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. If you watch this, it actually is very funny, and I kind of love how kind of 2000. It's right before Hollywood got a little too woke, and I like it's a perfect. A lot of stuff maybe is uncomfortable to watch. A couple jokes that go, but it was still kind of pushing the boundary, and it's just there are more laughs a minute for that show than like any show I can think of.
Jane Krakowski, come on, Titus Burgess, come.
Carol Kane.
That is like an earworm that will never leave my head is when he sings Pinot Noir.
Yeah, I just watched that episode. There are two jokes that I just want to say that made me laugh out loud. Again, I said on Monday, I found a really good strain of weed this past week. So like I am feeling it. But one joke is where Kimmy's like, Titus, I need you to go do this and go do this. And he's like, but I already did something today. And it's just the most relatable fucking thing. And then there's a joke where Jane Krakowski is talking to Kimmy, and I can tell you're not listening to me, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Listening. I'm looking at the comments. He told a joke to Kimmy. She asked him what he did today, and he did. I did one thing. That was enough.
No, never mind. I'm just gonna move on to the next thing. I'm gonna move on to Smash, I guess, because you.
Why?
All right, so talk about this.
Anyway, guys, what I would suggest is checking out our Smash episode because we did actually really get into this. They released these videos of Let Me Be Your Star. Originally, they had released the opening to the Smash musical, right? And people were questioning and being like, what is this? We don't really like what's happening here because it's different than what we were used to. So they now released the clip of the actual Let Me Be Your Star version from it. And Amanda and I were both shitting ourselves. We both loved it. We need to go. I want to go to New York to go see it. Now, Robin Herder, a star, and she's 43. So go off. You're on mute, I think, babe.
This one's name is Caroline
Bowman.
Okay.
Carolyn Bowman, I think.
If you guys just want to be, even if you don't like musicals, like can't imagine, because there are people that didn't like Wicked though, that are just like, I just don't like musicals. But like,
I could see a musical hater hating this.
But it's so, but like not even, I know it's kind of cringy in the end when she kind of takes over. I don't find it cringy, but I can see how it is. But like, if you just watch like the last part where Robin takes over and you just listen to that last 32 bars, I can't imagine watching that and not feeling something because of how incredible it is. It's unreal.
It's amazing.
Unreal. If you look up on YouTube, Smash Broadway, what's the song called?
Let Me Be Your Star.
No, this isn't Let Me Be Your Star. It's like Remember Me or something, right? Don't Forget Me. Don't Forget Me. That's the song they're singing there.
It is?
Yes. It's not Let Me Be Your Star.
I confused those, and I literally until yesterday when you said those were two different songs, I was like, wait. Those are two different
this song
songs.
ends with, and please let me be your star. So the song ends with that. So that's probably where you're getting that from. But this is Don't Forget Me. Anyway.
Oh, great.
Check it out, guys. It will blow your fucking mind. And
this is called, they have it listed here as Let Me Be Your Star.
Weird. It's not Let Me Be Your Star, though. It's Don't Forget Me.
Let's see.
Are you going to play it? Don't play it, babe. We'll get demonetized.
Oh, God. This is like on Facebook. Jesus. Anyway, guys, check it out if you're a Broadway baby. If you're also a Broadway baby. I mean, we're in TikTok, so here we go. With Broadway, people are probably like, what the fuck is this? But they're doing Great Gatsby musical.
You know. If you know, you know.
Jeremy Jordan was the original Gatsby, and his situation was like at the end of the Great Gatsby, he gets shot and falls into a pool. Okay, so the way that they've staged this is that they have him get shot and then fall off the edge of the stage as though he's falling into a pool, and there's like a splash sound effect. Okay, now when Jeremy Jordan did it, it was like, I mean, he did okay.
I've seen every angle of this fucking thing. I didn't even know about this show.
But don't you think this guy, so now Ryan McCartan, who is another Broadway person, I guess he's a douchebag is what I've heard. He's all upset that people laughed when he fell in the pool. But if you watch the comparison videos of everyone else doing it and then him, the other people genuinely, the way it's staged is the person shoots him once. He falls to his knees. Then they shoot him again, and he falls to the ground and rolls
off the stage into the pit, which is supposed to be a pool.
But it's in this one swift move. Now, when Ryan McCartan does it, it's like they shoot him in the chest. He slowly goes to his knees. They shoot him in the front. He lays to the ground, and then you can see his arm pushing himself off the stage into the pool. And then it goes blink, it's like a splash sound. So people laugh.
Instead of maybe taking the note people laugh, maybe I should tone that down, or maybe I should ask someone talk to the director. He decided to go on an Instagram rant, but people
a 10-story rant about how people laughing and diminishing the story that you've spent 2 hours crafting this character, and then you watch it die on stage, and all you do is laugh. You're ruining the artist process, and I'm like, sweetie. Yeah,
but if you performed it well, and they wouldn't laugh at it. If you're clearly doing something that is igniting a laugh in them.
Go back and watch the other people who did it before you.
Yeah.
And do it better.
Because they obviously aren't
laughing at you.
It's just so funny. I kind of love when an actor flips out like that and then gets checked.
Oh, speaking of actors flipping out, if you guys don't remember the iconic Patti LuPone freak out, you took my picture 4 times, isn't it?
No, it's stop taking pictures right now. She's like, I need to say this. We have
lost. During a performance, she stopped a number.
Yeah. Right at the end of the show, the whole cast was like, sweet, there's only 2 minutes left. Everyone's taking off their makeup. And then she has a whole speech about taking pictures. I won't continue until he's out. Get him out. And then we find out afterward that this is a person hired by the show to take promotional pictures, which is even funnier.
Using that context, though, Patti did a show. I don't know if it's still going on, but she was doing The Roommate with...
Yes.
What's that woman's name?
Mia Farrow.
They were doing The Roommate, okay?
Right. And there was a video of her forgetting a line, or actually somebody stepping in here for her, but it doesn't matter. Patti forgot a line, and I wanted to point out this amazing comment right at the top that just writes, "Thank you for risking your life to film this," because that is so funny. Because everyone knows that Patti did that. That's the first thing I think of, and I think it's fabulous.
Oh, I do too. I think it's fine. I wish she hadn't have done it during Rose's turn because, it kind of kills the momentum. But you know what? She's established boundaries. She's said it like it is. And I will tell you, people are horrified and petrified to try and film at her shit. So
I wouldn't even bring my phone in.
Me neither. Oh my God. I'd be like, even she just sees it in my hand. She'd laser film me.
She doubled down. She kept yelling at people. She yells at people all the time, I just thought it was really funny.
I'm fine with it.
You had some kind of feel-good story here?
Final feel-good. Instead of sexy, slutty, skanky men, oh my God.
I came.
You know what? There's no sexy men because I already came. But anyway, I was scrolling like we do. And I scrolled and I just hit a live. And I was like, what is this? I can't tell. There's 9. There's like all these people coming together. Now, this is called the Golden Hour. Okay? This was
the same one that you uploaded twice before and said, no, this is the wrong one.
This is different.
Oh, okay.
That other one had more at the top.
Sorry.
Right. I know it looks, I know. Trust me. That's why I was annoyed. It took me 5 minutes before this. I kept uploading the guys, whatever, contact. Check this out. This one was Romeo the Golden, which must be a golden retriever. These 9 different golden retriever account or people will just get on and do a live for an hour. And some of it is just I'm sorry, AP. I know. It's been like a major.
To see some butts.
There's been like a major lack in that lately. Or like, I think I might also just be getting like really pessimistic because I'll see certain people and I'm like, I know you're a Trump supporter. I know you voted for Trump.
You need to start engaging on more of the butt stuff.
I need to be like, spread it open and flick the bean. I'm Joe and proud of the pussy queen.
Send them to me. I'll always like them. I like butts. I like a butt.
You're right. Okay, so I love a golden retriever and a lab. I know they're like so cliche, but that is what I want when I'm like 50 and I'm like a homebody. That is, I just love. Now, this literally is just some of the people just have the cameras on their dog napping, or like others will be like, oh yeah, when me and Sadie go out for our walk, she loves to go stop by the bush. This is the most wholesome, sweetest thing you could probably ever tune into. I highly recommend it. And you could probably check out Romeo the Golden. Great. You're not even listening, Amanda. You're not even listening. Not even listening.
You said it's the most wholesome thing on TikTok. You should check out Romeo the Golden. And then I picked up a puppy.
I'm
Look at this puppy.
That I want to steal that dog. Amanda's holding up a dog named Ace.
Yeah.
Right? Ace. It is a corgi that doesn't have his tail chopped off. And
no, I didn't even know they had tails, but they do. That makes me hate people who have
this dog. Oh my God. I highly just recommend getting on the video just to see this dog. He
comes every day. And I know. Switch its face. Anyway, leave it on a happy note, a puppy note. You're right.
I'm just looking at all these comments. See, we need to bring puppies on all the time because it gets so much engagement.
Yeah.
Yes, the puppy is so cute, gorgeous. Ace, what a cutie. Oh yeah, baby. You guys, we are so glad that you could be here. Hey, could you do us a favor? If you haven't hit like yet, throw us a like. It'd be really nice. Also, if you feel like it, something that you could do is you can go in and you could share this afterwards. Here's an idea. Click share, push copy link, and I think it helps push us out to people. Also, if you want to stick around for 2 minutes after, leave a little comment in the rewatch crew to help engagement as well. We're still, babies over here. At least I am. And we're just trying to build it up. Build it up. Build it up. Isn't that from something? All right. We love you guys so much. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, babe.